Okay, what is backtesting? Backtesting is the biggest and most important tool in Forex. Backtesting is basically you going back in time to see how the market has been moving in the past. You see, in Forex, right, every single thing you're seeing here looks chaotic, especially if you're a newbie. But the moment you actually understand the dynamics of how the market moves, you understand uptrend, you understand downtrend, you understand green candle and red candle. If you look at the chart, it's going to make sense to you. Okay, the market is basically going from here to this particular point. It's coming down from this point to this point, like that, and you can actually compare it to trying to learn how to play football. Initially, you will not know anything, but the moment you start learning the dynamics, how to push the ball, how to shoot with the ball, how to pass, all of those things, how to scan, then it's now going to make sense to you. Okay, so I actually assume everybody here knows every single thing about the chart. Everybody can actually read what they're at least on my chart. So if you look at the chart very well, you notice something. There are patterns that happen. Now, majority of what you're seeing in the market is noise and chaos. Majority, if you look at your charts right now, majority of the things you're actually seeing is chaos. It's chaotic. That's why you cannot trade Forex every time. Yeah. But in that chaos, there are patterns that are consistently repeating themselves. I'm going to give you an example now. If you go to the 4-hour time frame on Euro JPY, I'm using a different because my chart is too messed up, so I don't want to use my main this thing, use Wanda Broker. Okay, clear distance. If you go to the 4-hour time frame on Euro JPY, you'll notice something. What will you notice? There is a pattern here. There's something the market has been doing. The market has been doing this thing since the 3rd of March, which is about almost 2 months ago. Every time the market got to this particular point, it bounced off that particular point. Are you seeing this? Okay, bring this like this here. Every time it got here, it bounced off. Every time it got here, but it just has been doing that since. So imagine you now observing this and taking note of this particular thing. You just checked your chart, and then you notice that whenever the market comes to this point, it always bounces off. Probably you notice it around this point. This is something you can trade. The moment you notice this thing, the next step which you are meant to take as a forex trader is to backtest. Now, backtesting is basically you moving back in time to see how the market has played out. If you look at that particular data, it's going to give you an idea of the best stop loss to use, best take profit to use, best time to enter the trade, and all of those information. It's going to give you all of this information. So how can you actually backtest properly? Because a lot of traders, to be very honest, don't know how to backtest properly. You see, when I want to backtest, first of all, I have what we call backtesting notes. Not anything fancy, just a book where I do my backtesting. All right. I write down all my backtesting results there. The reason why I have a dedicated book for that is because when I am backtesting, I don't want to be doing it randomly. I don't want to be doing it on any jotter. Because at some point in future, I may need to look back at that backtesting results if I want to make a modification on the strategy, or if I want to like see things I can add or things I can subtract to probably boost my accuracy or something like that. If I did that on a random paper, I would not know where that paper is going to be, you know, and definitely I won't be able to actually make these changes. Are you with me? So having a backtesting note is very, very important. Now, once you have a backtesting note, the next thing is what are the things you should look for when you are backtesting? All right. What are the things you should look for when you are backtesting? Through backtesting, you can find out a lot of information about how the market has been playing in the past. Okay. I usually compare backtesting to what all these sport bettors do. Okay. First, say for example, Barca Madrid wants to play El Clasico. They will go and check the history of the their last six clashes. When they check the history, they will know how many times Barca have won, how many times they have lost. They will check things like amount of corners played. They will check things like I don't really know most of those things. I think possession, they use possession here. They will check amount of goals scored. So they use that one to know over, under, stuff like that. So they will now look at this data, and from it now they will now pick the particular data that has been occurring over and over and over. And they will now use this data to like place a bet on today's game. And if the market has been doing this thing for a very long time, say for example, Barca won six out of their last five El Clasicos, I think. If you want to place a bet, you want to put that back against you, right? Why? Because statistically speaking, that can have more games. So the same thing to with Forex. You want to take a buy when, okay, let's say the market has not gotten here. Let's say the market is coming here. Or let's say the market is coming here. You want to take a buy when the market comes here and it gets to this particular yellow line. The reason why you want to take the buy is because the market has, respecting this place. Okay? That's why I want to take a buy. But how many people stop loss are you going to use? How many people take profit are you going to use? All of those things. The same thing with the bets and the sport betting guy. Is it just only win? How many? What was the scoreline you're expecting? How many corners? Stuff like that. These are things that are going to increase you as a trader. Some persons can look at this thing here. Take normally use maybe 40 pips stop loss and use 80 pips TP. Very random guess. They will catch the trade, but they'll only catch 1:2 weeks reward ratio. Okay, let's say some person can take this trade with 60, they just look at this in randomly, use 60 pips stop loss, then use 120 pips tipping. They will win the trade when the market gets here, most likely, right? But the risk reward is very low. But the person who knows how to backtest properly can backtest, and from backtesting, you know, discover that 40 pips stop loss is the best for this one, and 100 and say 160 pips tipping is the best. So that is 1:4. Are you with me? 1:4. So you see, the person wants to make two times double of what the person that does not actually backtest would make. And also, the person is going to get a better entry, stuff like that. So it's very, very crucial when it comes to trading. So what are the things you should backtest on? Now, it all depends on you. Depends on what you want and what you are looking for in the market. Everybody, have unique things they are looking for in the market. But these are the things that are very, very crucial. All right, very, you know, synonymous with all traders. Now, for you to actually backtest, or for you to actually want to backtest to get the best trading parameters, you need to actually have one, a strategy, and an entry reason. Okay, to get the strategy and an entry reason is very simple. Just looking at the markets for repetitions that are happening. If you're looking at the market, definitely you notice that whenever the market comes to this particular point, it goes up. So our particular entry reason for this particular trade style is whenever the market gets to this particular support, a buy. Gets here, a buy. Are you with me? This is actually our particular strategy and entry reason. Now, the next thing you want to do is maximum the market moved against on winning setups. Maximum the market moved against on winning setup. I'm going to explain this one very, very soon. Moved against on winning setups. Then maximum the market moved in predicted direction. This tool now is there to help you get an idea of your stop loss and TP. If you get the maximum the market moved against before it made the move, it's going to give you a range. When you look at that particular range, you can now figure out the best place to put your stop loss. If you also check the maximum the market moved in predicted direction, it's going to give you a range, and from that range, you can actually take your TPs. Then another thing you can also add to is time trade got to entry. Then of course, definitely, the currency pairs has to be there now, definitely. Currency pairs. Now, the reason why you're using time the trades got to entry points is this. You don't know, for some strategies, and some strategies work better during the Asian sessions. Some strategies actually work better during the London session. There was a particular strategy I was trading. The accuracy then, I was in HFX. The accuracy was about 70% or so. So when I now look at the backtesting result, and I notice something, because I used to include the time, I noticed something that the trades that formed from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. had like a 30% accuracy. So it's more like 7 losses and just 3 wins. Okay. Removing that trading time from the currencies, okay, boosted the accuracy from I think about 70% to about 83% or 84%. Sometimes it can actually be trades that formed during that period can even be as inaccurate as 10% or even 5. You can see like when you check, because you're looking at the data, seeing every single thing, the time all of them got entry. Look at everything, and then you start, oh, this one, I used to trade from this time to this time, I'm seeing like 15 losses and just 2 wins. If I remove this time from my trading time, my accuracy is going to be way higher. Are you with me? So time trade goes entry point is very, very. But when you say people say I only trade London session, I only trade Asian session, it's like that. You can backtest across all sessions, then look at everything to know the ones that is actually good. Okay, so that is basically everything. Okay. There are still other things you can still backtest on, but I don't want to keep it. I don't want to go. I don't make complicated here. Other things can backtest on is, for example, when the market got to entry point, it was going up, then it came down, then it went up, then it came down. You can actually see this retracement. You can actually add them to your backtesting data. Even by the data you're trying to get with backtesting. This is very useful for those that are, you know, adjusting their stop loss as the market is moving, kind of like using trailing stop loss by profit target points. You want to actually take note of all these retracements so you can know where to put, when to move your stop loss to this, when to move your stop loss to that, and all of those things. I am a bomb. I don't want to scatter anybody's head here, so I'll just keep it simple by just catching 1:4 period. So how am I going to do this now like this? Uh okay, I'll drag this one up. I cannot use this. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Let's say I put it here. If using the zone that strategy, so that strategy always tells you the best place to put your stop loss. So to put your line. So zoom it out from here. So these are the metrics here, every single thing. So what I normally do is I'll zoom out like this. I will now start writing the currency pair and the Mumbo Tigbo. But this one is only one currency pair we're using, so just put USJPY. When I send a screenshot of a picture of my own that I did, you will see that I did multiple currency pairs. So my data had all the currency pairs. I need to be very fast with this of time. The USJPY, this was the first setup here. So you go to the entry point From this entry point, the maximum it moved in the direction was 92 pips. 92 pips, are you with me? Then the maximum it moved against the direction was 12 pips. So the first trade, and it got the entry point by 3 p.m., 19th of February, 3 p.m. The reason why it's so good to also include the dates too is sometimes it could have been influenced by a red folder. Are you with me? It could have been influenced by a red folder. So if you have, okay, this was 11 a.m. If you have the date there, when you're actually looking at the backtesting result and trying to make sense of it, you'll be able to check. You can decide to look at all the times that there were red folders and delete all those times from the result. Are you with me? Because some persons who backtest, they will not even take note of fundamental news stuff. So you can actually, oh, NFP came out by this time, by this so and so. So I don't trade 1 hour before NFP and 1 hour after NFP. So I'll delete, you know. Um, okay. Maximum it moved towards direction was I think 85. Okay, was 94. And maximum it moved against before he made the move was 12 pips. So what I normally put, I'll put 94. It's in pips right now. Bracket 12. No, no, no. I put 12 first in front. So 12 is the maximum we moved against. Then bracket 94. Okay. So this is my, gives me an idea of my stop loss. This gives me an idea of my TP. So I will now do that for all the currency pairs. Next one here was 23rd of February. 22nd of February. What is the 1 hour time frame? Shit, I need to go back to I need to go to the lower time frame. Let's see. Let's see if this thing can take me to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see if it can take me to the 1 hour time frame. I didn't even know if I was on the 4 hour self. Okay, it looks, it allowed me go back to the, I don't think it allowed me go to 30 minutes. This February, it won't allow me go to 30 minutes. So you can see there, the next time the market got to that particular entry point was here. So how many did it move in the direction? It moved by about 66 pips. All right, 66 pips. And this was 23rd of February. So this 23rd of February, 1 a.m. So I'll record it to like that. 23rd of February, 1 a.m. Maximum it moved against before it made the move. It not move again. It just touched the entry point and flew. So I'll put a decimal point here to indicate the market did not move against. Or you can put 0. Okay. So it just respected the particular entry point and it got 66 pips. Okay. So I'll do that for these, 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 and all of those. All the ones that actually existing. So from it, now I'm going to have lots of data. Okay, let me show you what is going to look. Let me see if I have a particular backtesting result that actually has the entry. It has the range of the TP and range of the stop loss. Okay, so I have this one I have here. It's recorded every single thing, every single retracement. It's going to confuse you, so I'm not going to show you that one. Just the backtesting is the heart of. Okay, I've seen one, but my note looks very rough here. Backtesting is the heart of forex trading, yeah. And forex traders spend hours backtesting. Like this particular one I'm seeing, I'm going to send it right now to the group chat. Once I send it, if you look at it, you'll notice that you see 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I think I spent, okay, that the backtesting was done from, okay, I think I spent 1 p.m., 6 p.m. doing the back. I don't even know. I can't remember. I did this one a very long time ago. That was, I think, the X strategy or so. I'll take a picture and I'll send it to the group chat. Okay, okay. The stop loss is in the bracket too. The stop loss is actually in the bracket. The idea of the stop loss is actually in the bracket. The maximum the market moved before it made its move is in the bracket. So you just inverse it. So this is one, and this is so. It looks very, very rough. Okay, it looks very, very rough. But once if you're on this session, you'll be able to actually decode that particular thing. The stop loss is actually in the bracket. Okay. So this 12 is going to be here. This 12 is going to be here. So you're looking at that thing, you'll be able to actually decode what I did. So the point of backtesting is just to get this data. So at the end of everything, you can look at the data, and from the data, you can actually make your decisions. Okay, which one is the best stop loss? Which one is the best TP? All of those things. So that's how to collect data. I'm posting it now on the group chats. Just hold on a second. You'll see it now on your particular group chat. Don't mind my handwriting, no. Handwriting of foreign traders are usually very ugly. They're like doctors. You perform surgery. Surgery on the market. So, so from this particular this thing, that was where I figured X strategy with I think 3,000 points is 3,000 points is I think 300 pips or thereabout on US 13. So that's it. Kajipa is even very close to the entry point of okay. I posted that on all the group chats. So I don't want to like, you know, because of time, I'll just take a screenshot of this one here, and I'm going to use to go to this one is the one I did recently. It's not the full backtesting result. I don't want to use the full backtesting result because it's going to be too bulky. Just for the purpose of our explanation, because I said I'm going to show you um how to read your data and feed it into your AI to get it to clean the data for you. This is actually and that type of backtesting I did. This one I did, I think yesterday. You can notice if you notice, look at this one. This one is actually different. The reason why this one is different is I already have an idea of the stop loss to use for this one. So um I was not looking for stop loss on this particular one. The only thing I was just looking for is I want to actually know how accurate this particular one was. I wanted to know how accurate this particular one was. So you can see it here. I'm putting SL here. I'm putting TP, SL, TP, right? Because I already have my SLs already. I already have my TP. I already have them, you know. So I already know what's SLs and TP. I've been using strategy for a while. I just want to just know which is more accurate, TP1 or TP2 and stuff like that. This is half of the backtesting result, but let me show you how to feed into the AI. Okay, so the particular AI I'm using for this one is the Gemini AI. You can get it on your phone. Just go on App Store, download it. The reason why I like Gemini AI is ChatGPT is very, very restrictive. What do I mean when I say restrictive? They will not allow you upload more than one picture. And the moment you ask some question, they will start telling you to wait till 9 p.m. before you can cut. So imagine your backtest and you want it to clean the data for you, and then it's asking you to come back by 9 p.m. If not, you cannot, you have to create a different this. But Gemini AI is not like that. Gemini AI, you can upload as much pictures as you want. So the picture I just downloaded, and I'm going to put it here. Okay. So when you actually writing the result like this, let me just show you the result. When you're writing the result like this, make sure you use a very, very clean handwriting. So once you're feeding to the AI will be able to read it because if your handwriting is as ugly as mine, it may not read some things correctly. It just make it stressful for you. So make sure you use a very clean handwriting. So once you're uploading it and oh, well, let's see if you can actually ask this one, ask it a question on this particular results. Okay, if you look at this particular results, this S cells you're seeing here is anything more than, I think, more than 2,000 points or so. Anything more than 2,000 points, I wrote SL here. Anything more than 2,000 points. Let's see if I can shrink the SL and use 1,000. Okay, so SL 2,000, this one went above 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, but anything less than, I put it in the bracket here. So I can be able to, mm, let's for work on this particular, this thing. So after having this, my data now, I want to know the one that is more accurate with is it TP1, TP2, the accuracy and all of those things. Let me start reading it one by one. Sometimes these data can be very, very bulky. All I just did was if I felt came here to upload the picture on Gemini, come here, upload picture on Gemini. So after uploading the picture, the next thing I did now was give it some prompts. Okay. I gave it some prompts. These are the prompts here. Okay. So So one of the things I wanted to know from this particular backtesting results, okay, because it's going to be unique to you based on what you want. Right, you notice I started from USJPY, backtested USJPY, then I backtested CAD and all of those things. So I want to actually know, if I traded this thing last month, or if I traded this during this backtesting period, how would I have gotten this trade? In what order would I have gotten this trade? Because yeah, I want to use it on my proper accounts. But to know if I'm going to use 1% or 0.5% or 0.03%, whatever, I need to actually know the amount of stop losses gives in a row. Are you with me? Or the amount of wins it gives in a row. So I can actually have an idea of, you know, the stop loss I'm going to use to prevent me from hitting my maximum drawdown, stuff like that. All right. And apart from that, I also want to know the amount of losses. So when I'm trading, if I'm seeing something similar to it, I'm going to be very confident because I've seen it when I was backtesting. Are you with me? So I needed that. But see, this is very scattered. The only way I can actually get that is if I start writing first of me, I check 5 a.m. Okay, or I will go to second of me like that, like that. And that's gonna take a lot of time. So instead of that, I just uploaded it to the I think this is the AI bot here. Then I put in all those prompts. Oh shit, this is not the prompt. Come in, just hold on a second. Mm, okay. So depending on your backtesting stuff and what you're trying to get, your prompts is most likely going to be different. But just feel free to try anything out. You know. So this is the prompt here. Um, Look at these currencies. I don't think it actually then directly under this data. And I'm going to send the prompt on this thing. Help me look and arrange them accordingly from the oldest to the newest, the way the trades actually got to the entry point. You understand? So if I started trading this trade this period, which ones would have got to TP first in that order and all? That's just basically what I did. And it's looked at all the data and arranged it for me. This is actually the order. So first of me, I would have had CHF CP2 by 1:16 a.m. Then I would have had ADJPY TP2 1:41 a.m. And after that, 8 a.m. I would have had TP1 um of these. Then 8:50 a.m. I'd have had TP1 C. It actually helped naturally arrange all of these things. Are you with me? Then you can just ask it any question. Feel free to play with it. Let's try this particular one. All right, remember the backtesting we did here? I stopped after two currency pairs, after two, but Imagine we did it complete to the end, yeah? And then we had this data, because the data you're actually working with the time, the date, and the way the market moved 12 pips before it moved 94 pips, moved 0 pip before it moved 66 pips. So we have that data here, and it's plenty. So now I want to feed it into the AI and ask it to clean it for us to give us the best stop loss to use and the best TP to use, which is going to give us the highest risk to reward ratio and ultimately give us the best profit. So for that, I'm going to let me crop this particular page I have. This page I have is very, very rough. I don't want the AI to see all these plenty jargons. So it's all about having your data, then creating your prompt for that particular data. So what do I mean by creating your prompt? So the prompt is basically what you want the AI. The prompt is basically what you want the AI to do for you. Okay, what you want it to do for you. So once you have your data, you just calm down and arrange what you want it to do for you with that particular data. So once you arrange it, you send it to it. Even if you sent it to it and then it made a mistake, you can always look at what it gave you, then correct it, restructure what you wrote, and you get the right thing. Um, okay, so I have this thing here. So we'll go, yeah, I want to go to WhatsApp here. We'll get this here. I don't know if my handwriting is going to be clear for this thing to read. But yeah, you can see it here. This is, or this was rather, yes, this is 3 pips rather. This is 3 pips. 3 pips. This is 30 pips. 3 pips, 30 pips. Remove the last 2 digits. All right. So this is 140 pips. This is 3 pips. 160 pips. 30 pips. 90 pips. For move from the entry point. 100 pips. 16 pips. You understand? So we want to feed this data into the distance. So I want to actually like create the prompt for what I want it to do. So you see on the 30th of January by 5 p.m., this should be p.m. So my handwriting is very rough. The market moved 140 pips. But before it made the 140 pips move, it first of all moved 3 pips against the direction. Remember, I'm trying to get the smallest stop loss to use for this particular thing. So I documented the movement it made and the amount of pips it moved against before it made a move. Are you with me? So I can look at all those things. But I don't want to like make the whole thing complicated. So I'm going to input it as points to the AI. But once it's done getting the whole information and all of those things, I just know that removing the last 2 digits is going to convert it to pips for me. Session is actually taking longer than I expected. Okay, so let me create the prompt. Um, Looking at the picture I uploaded. Mhm. Mm, mm. So you have to interpret it to the AI, what you uploaded, so it can be able to look at it and actually understand what you did. Because if I show you this paper now like this, you're not going to understand. I was when I actually explain to you, that's when you're able to think, okay, this was that, you understand. So I want to actually explain what you uploaded so it can actually read it and actually understand. The picture I uploaded is my backtesting result data. The number, wait, look at this thing here, which shows which shows the date and time the trades got to the entry. So if you look at this is the date they got to the entry point, and this was the time. Date, date, time. So I've told it already, date and time the trades got to the entry point. So I noticed something here. I didn't put PM on some of these things. I did this in like I think last year or thereabouts. I don't put PM on some of these ones. So I'll just tell it the ones you don't see PM on are AM. the time without PM behind AM. So I've already told it now because that's what I did. I put PM when it was in the afternoon and I didn't put anything when it was in the morning. So I've told it now that looking at this data, this is the date, this is the time the trades got to entry point. Anyone you see PM behind it is PM. The ones you don't see PM behind, like this one, this is 4:20 a.m., 4 p.m., 3:25 a.m., 3:45 a.m., 4 p.m., 2:35 a.m. Are you seeing it? The time without PM behind it at AM. Okay. Or let me say the right hand side, the left hand side shows the date and time the trades got to the entry point. This is the left hand side. Okay. Then I'm not interpreting it. The time without PM behind it are AM. You can use brackets if you feel like what you typed, maybe it may be a little bit confusing. You understand? Okay, so the next thing I'm done writing all these things. Okay, now it's now the result at the right hand side. Uh, right, mm. Inside the bracket is moved. Are you with me? Against my intended direction, and the digits outside the bracket is the maximum the market moves in my intended direction. So what I just told it now, I'm describing what I uploaded. And the right hand side is my results. The digits in the decimal in the bracket as the maximum the market move against my intended direction, right? And the one outside is the one the market moved in my intended direction. Then, okay, I have to also take it for this one. In this my intended direction. The when you see a decimal point in the bracket, it means the market didn't move against before moving towards my direction. Didn't move against my direction at all. Okay. The digits outside the bracket is the maximum the market moved in my intended direction. So you can ask it to first of all clean the data and put it in digital format, arranging to be sure you didn't actually make any mistake. This particular strategy, I was using 1 is to 10 or 1 is to 20 risk to reward ratio for it. After all of these things, I discovered that, I can use a very, very small stop loss and a very large TP. When I think it was 1 is to 20, I was in trailing stop loss by profit target points. So as the market was moving up in profit, I just kept moving my stop loss. When it hit a particular point, I moved my stop loss to this price. And this was how I knew all this. But I didn't use AI then. I did everything myself. Arrange the data in a tabular form, just the way it is on the paper. So let's see. I didn't even ask to even ignore stop loss self. I'd have asked to actually ignore stop loss. This is not what I wanted it to do. I wanted to do it for, sorry, let me copy this prompt again. It's not about it, is that even if you make a mistake on your prompt, you can easily copy it, then re-upload a different image. This should be it. Should be it. Okay. Ignore all the SLs. So this is it has cleaned everything for me. See. So if you compare it to what I have here, I ignored all the stop losses. Let me tell you to add the SLs you ignored. So I want to compare what it's wrote for me with what we have here. So the first trade we had here was 14,000 brackets 1304. Okay, this is 1304. That means this is 13 pips, not 3. This is 1304. So 140 pips, then 13 pips it moved again before it moved by 140 pips. So you can see it's 1 3 14,000, then 1304. Then the next one, 16,000, 3,000. See here, 16,000, 3,000. Then the next one, SL, the next one, 9,000 decimal points. 9,000 decimal points. So you see it has cleaned everything and it has actually arranged it for me. Okay, let me ask you to do the same thing too for do exactly the same thing for this new picture. So just look at it as your best thing. All right. That is, can do a lot of things that you can't do. Combine data together. Combine the data together. These 2 pages of data. Okay, so I upload them. I can upload all of them at once and ask to do everything at once for you. Combine them together. Data together. You can upload more than one screenshot. If you look at, okay, this is combined this thing together. See, it's even arranged it in from 30th of January, blah 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 blah. You can see. If you can upload more than one picture, you can choose to upload one, two, three. So if my data, backtesting data is more, I can upload all of them, then write the prompts to clean everything for me. So you see it now. Okay, I want it now. Look at this data and give me the best stop loss and CP targets for this strategy. Mm. I need to clean up this thing I wrote to Jesus. Okay, so first of all, oops. Look at the data and give me, okay, look at the data. Yes, for, look at the data. The one in the bracket are my SLs and negative. Look at the data. The ones in the bracket are my SLs and are negative. The ones outside the bracket are my TPs and are positive. Give me the best stop loss and TP target that will give me the most profits if I use it to take all the trades. So I'm asking you to look at ignore the SL alphabet. I want you to actually ignore this SL alphabet, okay? Then I want you to look at this. I've told you that this one's outside are my TPs, the ones and they are positive, the ones inside are my stop loss and they're negative. So this is plus 14,400 and blah blah blah. This is minus 550. So I want to actually look at all this data. Then give me the best stop loss target I should use and the best TP target I should use. That'll give me the most profit if I use to take all the trades. Because I have the data. For the market moved 25,000. Before the market moved 16,000, it moved 3,000 first. All of those things. So which one is going to be the best for me? So let me ask it and see what you want to give me. I wanted this session to last for just 30 minutes. I've spent up to like 40 minutes here already, for 45. So let's see. So what it's telling me now is that the best stop loss targets, it's now Mozu. Okay, let's see. Tell me the best stop loss targets will be around 1750. And the best TP target will be 30,000. Many of your winning trades have shown small drawdown, but the numbers in the bracket are often between 500 to 1,7. So all my trades that moved in profit, before they moved, they usually show the drawdown between 500 to 1,7. So if I use a stop loss of 1,750, it's going to avoid me, going to prevent me from hitting stop loss on those trades. So it's going to make sure I have enough space for the market to move close to the stop loss before it makes its move. So for the strategy, I ended up using 2,000 pips. I didn't use ChatGPT for it. I didn't use Gemini. I used my head, but I used 2,000 points. That was 20 pips. Okay, so I added additional 300 or additional 3 pips, for to give it a little bit of allowance. Okay, because the smaller your stop loss, the higher your risk reward is going to be. Then it told me that you have several home run trades if your data, okay, my data was usually between that reached 26,000 to 28,000 and 3,000. Why there are smaller TPs of like 10,000. So, okay, so if I use 10,000, okay, tell me that if I use 3,000, 30,000 as my profit, I'm going to make more profits than if I'm just catching those small 1,000 and 10,000 trades. So it's telling me the best stop loss, this and the distance. So basically, if I use these two combos, I'm going to actually win more than trying to catch these things and all of those things. So add smaller CP targets in between. Assuming I moved my SL up in profits in the following order. CP1 hit, moved SL to entry, CP2 hit, moved SL to CP1, CP hit, moved. CP4. It's actually advising me to just put one TP, which is going to be that 30,000 points. But if I use that 30,000 points, it's going to be risky because that means I'm going to hit a lot of stop losses along the way before I finally catch that one. I think there were like three trades that gave that 30,000 points. So I'm like, instead of me doing that, what if I section it? I keep trailing my stop loss. Okay, what what would be the best values for all my TPs? Okay, so I told that add smaller TP targets in between, assuming I move my SL up in profit in the following order. Once hit TP1, I move my SL to entry, TP2, move my SL to TP1, TP3, move my SL to TP2, like that. What would be the best value for all my TPs using the data? So let's see what it's going to ask me to do. So for me, I use 4,000 points as TP1. Once it hits 4,000 points, I move myself to break even. Once it hits 8,000 points, I move myself to 4,000 points. Once it hits 12,000 points, I move my SL to 8,000. Once it hits 16,000, I move my SL to 12,000. Then once it hits 20,000, I close my trade. So I did 200. I did 2,000 to 200 to 20,000. That's 20 pips to 200 pips. That's 1 is to 10 risk reward. That's what I did in my own. So let's see what they will ask me. Okay. So so it actually asked me based on the whole data. It told me to close my trade at 28,000 points. When I chose 20,000, it told me 28,000 would be better because three trades actually hit 28,000 points. You can see that its own profit target now are not fixed. Based on that data, it gave me different this thing. So how many CP1s, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would I have had if I followed your model? So you can see now it showed me everything. So if I use this model, TP1 would have been hit 14 times, TP2 would have been hit 14 times, so TP3 5 times. Okay. Okay. So you can see I'm just showing you. I'm trying to because everybody trade differently. All right. No two persons trade similarly, except if you learn my strategy and you follow my model, you understand. But over time, you still probably maybe trade on your own differently from what you probably learned. So I'm just trying to show you the things you can actually use it for, because I don't know how you're going to want to use your own. Are you with me? I don't know. So I'm just showing you all the things. So anything you think of, right, when you have big amount of data, you can use to actually analyze all the data. Okay, so if I was using this particular thing, you see, to have this have probably been a TP1, TP2. Once it hits this price, I might myself to break. Once it hits this price, I might myself to this point. But I will not want to do this one because what's 7,005? Then this, so maybe I'm going to use 10,000 for this one. This to this break even, this to this to this to this. So you see, three of the trades hit this with 8,000. So it's just something you can do. For this particular one, let me show you one very confusing thing like this. This one I did now, I took note of all the retracements the market did. This was for a strategy on US 30 after the weekend gap. So I took note of all the retracement it gave because I want to actually have that retracement data so I can look at everything and know how it's moved up and down. So it can give me an idea of my profit and target and all of this. So this is what it looked like. So you just know that backtesting is just a way of getting data from the market, and you need to make sure that no matter whatever you're looking for in the market, it can always be documented in a certain way, no matter whatever you're looking for. This particular thing you're seeing here now is the backtesting data. So first of all, before the market moved, it got to minus 10,700 against my direction. Then from there, it went to plus 18,400. Then from there, it came down to minus 23,000. Then from there, it went to plus 60,000. Then from there, it came down to plus 7,700. Then from there, it got to 134,300 and something. The same thing too. So from this one, I can see the wave as it was going up, going down, going up, going down, going up, going down. All of them actually went up, but some of them even got to 30,000. So when I look at all the data and cleaned everything, I was able to get the best profit target and stop loss based on this. So once you record all those things, you can be able to look at everything individually and give yourself the best strategy. All right. Then that's basically it. I think so. I did from week one to I think week eight or something like that. So this was like very, very plain. I think this took up like 4 hours. Also, if I upload all the data, it will just so you see it. So that is the secret to forex trading. The market is moving, right? You've backtested, you've seen there's a pattern that is constantly repeating itself. Good. You record the pattern down. Are you with me? You get your data which you need and look at your data, clean your data, and use the data to create the SLTP and all of those things. So anything you think of, okay. Um, okay, this like for example, now this particular, let me do this last one, yeah. This particular data. Now, if you look at this one now, I did okay, let's just do this last one. All right, I did USG Pi, first of May, blah blah blah. See, everything is scattered. I don't know the one that got to entry point first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, I think I did it. All right. So I'll feed it into the distance and tell it to arrange the traits for me in the order. You look at this, these are all the traits here. But instead of me to go and start looking at everything and sorting them, I backtested on the currency pairs individual. I forwarded USG, but I backtested. This is what I got for that particular 2 weeks. TP1 first of me, but I want to know which one got the entry point. So I will just feed all these things and I'm going to ask that to arrange it for me accordingly. Then you can see that actually arranged it for me. So if I took all those trades 2 weeks ago, first of me, I would have woken up with a TP2. Then later, 1:41 a.m., I would have woken up with a TP2 again. Then this one, TP1, TP1, TP1. So it definitely arranged all this that this would have taken me time. See how many losses. If I want to ask it, okay, how many losses did instead of me to go and start looking at audio data, so instead of me to go and start looking at it, I'm trying to arrange them one by one, which can take us like 2 hours. AI will just do everything fast for me. So you see, it told me number of losses in a row, and this thing. What time did I have the most losses? What trading session? What? Let's check. Let's try to. Let's trading time zone. Let me just practice. You can understand what I mean. So you can see losses per session. So Asian session was when I had the most losses. I had You can see I had five losses. I had five losses from 5 a.m. to from 5:16 to 5:20. Are you with me? Then so you see, it's very, very robust. It's very, very robust. Very, 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 very robust. Very, 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 very robust. That's just basically every single. So you watch this recording, I'll post it, let's say before 2 p.m. today. Take your time to watch it again. Get all the information. The thing about trading that I love is that once you understand something, you understand it for life. Nobody can take it away from you. And whenever you need to use that thing, you can always bring it from your head and apply it to the market. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this session. I'm going to advise you, even if you are taking signals that are actually very accurate on your own, use demo accounts to trade. Look for a strategy on your own, independent strategy on your own, and backtest, look at the market for patterns. Once you backtest it, try it on demo for like a week or two. Get yourself a strategy that is actually working yourself, all right, all on your own on demo. Use backtesting all of this because that's the only way you can actually master it by practicing. So once you get yourself a strategy that actually works on demo, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks it takes you, try it for 1 week. If it's still accurate on your live account, that means you didn't make a mistake in your backtesting. Start using to trade on live. That's how simple it actually is. It's not actually difficult. Use all these things I taught you to your advantage. So that's basically everything about the session. If you know you got value from this session and you enjoyed what I taught for 1 hour, 30 minutes, help me drop value on the particular group chat you are actually on. That's going to be all for the session. Now, in B Traders Academy, we have sessions like this every single day. I come to teach 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day, and my sessions are usually recorded. So imagine 30 days, 20 sessions, 26. So imagine me teaching topics like this every single day, 20 times a month. If you're a trader, even if you're trading before, you'll have a lot of things to learn from me and you become a better trader because I can bet you didn't know how to do these things before you join the session. So imagine having 20 more, 19 more sessions like this, you know. So if you want to join Bistro Trader Academy, also message the admin on the particular group chat you're actually on and tell them you want to register so they can register immediately. Thank you very much for joining us. See you guys on the next one. Bye.